in the morning.
Welcome back to our channel, Y and R Fans. Today is a beautiful day to dive deep into the latest, most explosive twists happening in Genoa City. Grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's get right into the heart-pounding drama that is about to unfold on your screens. In the sprawling, wealthy enclaves of Genoa City, trust is a currency far more valuable and far more dangerous than money. The Young and the Restless is gearing up to deliver a catastrophic, psychological thriller that will leave audiences absolutely breathless. For weeks, viewers have watched a secret conspiracy unfolding in the shadows, a sinister plot designed to tear the Abbott family apart from the inside out. At the center of this terrifying web sits a seemingly trustworthy figure, a man of medicine and science who has completely shattered the Hippocratic Oath. Dr. Lawrence Markham was introduced as a clinical, objective psychiatrist, a professional brought in to help a supposedly ailing Diane Jenkins Abbott. However, the chilling truth is now coming to light. Dr. Markham is not a healer, but the ultimate mastermind of his own twisted, sadistic game. What began as a mercenary job orchestrated by the unhinged Patty Williams has rapidly devolved into a horrifying hostage situation driven by a dark and twisted obsession that no one could have predicted. The brilliance of Dr. Markham's deception lies in his impeccable facade. He weaponized his medical credentials to isolate Diane, convincing Jack Abbott and the authorities that she was suffering from a catastrophic mental breakdown and required intensive, isolated psychiatric care. This illusion of trust was the perfect cover for a shadow conspiracy. Markham utilized advanced psychological conditioning, sleep deprivation, and potent manipulative therapies to break down Diane's defenses. He presented himself as her sole savior in a world that had allegedly abandoned her. Jack, blinded by his own desperation and the chaotic interference of Patty Williams, initially failed to see the monster hiding in plain sight. Markham's ability to maintain a calm, authoritative demeanor while systematically dismantling a woman's psyche makes him one of the most terrifying antagonists Genoa City has seen in years. The serious consequences of this misplaced trust are about to detonate, threatening to leave the Abbott family in permanent ruins. Diane Jenkins is a survivor. Throughout her tumultuous history in Genoa City, she has relied on her cunning and manipulative prowess to escape impossible situations. Trapped in Markham's heavily fortified compound, Diane recognized that her only path to freedom was to play the doctor's game. She initiated a dangerous strategy of manipulation, feigning romantic affection and deep emotional reliance on Markham to lower his guard. She flattered his ego, validating his twisted therapy methods in hopes of finding a blind spot in his security. However, this desperate survival tactic has backfired with catastrophic results. Diane's feigned affection inadvertently fed a monstrous ego, triggering a dark, possessive obsession within the doctor. The lines between reality and illusion began to blur for Diane herself, as the relentless isolation and psychological torture took their toll. She unwittingly transformed herself from a captive pawn into the object of a psychopath's ultimate desire. Dr. Markham's psychological profile has shifted from a hired mercenary to a dangerously obsessed captor. He no longer views Diane as a job or a tool to appease Patty Williams. He views her as his exclusive property. This twisted obsession has clouded his clinical judgment, replacing it with a volatile, possessive rage. Even as Patty Williams's grand master plan begins to crumble under the weight of Jack's investigations, Markham outright refuses to relinquish his prize. He has convinced himself that he is the only man who truly understands Diane, the only one worthy of her presence. This terrifying escalation means that Diane is no longer just a hostage in a revenge plot, she is the centerpiece of a madman's twisted fantasy. Markham's refusal to let her go, regardless of the financial or logistical consequences, elevates the danger to a lethal level. He is prepared to defend his twisted ownership of Diane to the death, setting the stage for a violent and unpredictable climax. Watching from the shadows, Patty Williams, the original architect of this shadow conspiracy, begins to realize that she has lost control of her own monster. Patty is no stranger to obsession, having spent decades fixated on Jack Abbott, but even she is disturbed by the depths of Markham's depravity. Patty observes the suspicious signs: Markham's refusal to follow her directives, his secretive behavior regarding Diane's location, and the unsettling, possessive way he speaks about his patient. Patty's paranoia kicks into overdrive as she recognizes that Markham is no longer a reliable ally. He has become a massive liability to her overarching goal of reclaiming Jack. The dynamic between Patty and Markham is a chilling psychological clash of two deeply disturbed individuals, each believing they are the ultimate mastermind. Patty's realization that Markham's obsession with Diane rivals her own obsession with Jack creates a volatile, explosive tension that cannot be contained. In the dark underworld of Genoa City conspiracies, there is no honor among thieves. Patty Williams, recognizing that Markham's twisted infatuation with Diane jeopardizes everything she has worked for, makes a cold, calculated decision. Markham must be eliminated. This betrayal adds a thrilling, unpredictable layer to the storyline. Patty, who initially hired Markham to break Diane's spirit, now plots to murder him to clean up her mess. She begins to actively sabotage his security, leaking subtle clues and manipulating the environment to ensure his downfall. This double cross creates a ticking time bomb. Markham is completely unaware that his employer has turned into his executioner. Patty's betrayal forces the narrative into a high-stakes race against time as she attempts to orchestrate a scenario where Jack and Markham destroy each other, leaving her to swoop in and claim the ultimate victory. The betrayals are layering upon each other, guaranteeing that the fallout will be spectacular and bloody. Unbeknownst to the warring villains, Jack and Kyle Abbott have launched their own desperate, secret investigations. The Abbott men, driven by a fierce, protective love for Diane, have pieced together the horrifying truth. Through sheer determination and Kyle's relentless reconnaissance, they uncover the location of Markham's isolated compound. The realization that Diane is not in a legitimate medical facility, but rather trapped in a sadistic psychological prison, sends shockwaves of terror and rage through Jack. The suspicious signs they previously ignored, the blocked phone calls, the bizarre medical updates, Patty's smug demeanor, all suddenly align into a terrifying picture. Jack realizes the catastrophic error he made in ever trusting Markham's credentials. The guilt of leaving his wife vulnerable to a monster fuels a fiery, unstoppable resolve within the Abbott patriarch. He is no longer just a businessman. He is a husband prepared to go to war to save the woman he loves. The preparation for the rescue mission is fraught with agonizing tension and emotional weight. Jack and Kyle, usually navigating the polished boardrooms of Jabot, are now forced to plan a tactical infiltration of a hostile environment. Kyle, burning with a son's desperate need to save his mother, demands to take the lead, willing to risk his own life. Jack, however, refuses to let his son bear the brunt of the danger. The father and son dynamic is pushed to its absolute limits as they argue over the best approach to breach Markham's fortress. They know that Markham is armed, dangerous, and psychologically unhinged. Furthermore, Billy Abbott's dire warnings ring in their ears. They are walking into a deadly trap that could easily cost them their lives. Despite the overwhelming odds, Jack and Kyle finalize their covert plan. They gather their resources, steel their nerves, and prepare to step into the shadows to confront the devil himself. The stakes have never been higher for the Abbott legacy. The infiltration of Markham's compound is a masterclass in suspense. Under the cover of darkness, Jack and Kyle breach the perimeter, navigating the eerie, silent halls of the isolated house. Every shadow feels like a threat. Every creaking floorboard amplifies their racing heartbeats. The atmosphere is thick with dread, a stark contrast to the glamorous world they usually inhabit. As they move deeper into the house, they encounter the chilling remnants of Markham's psychological warfare. locked doors, medical restraints, and the oppressive, sterile environment designed to break the human spirit. The physical environment mirrors the dark, twisted labyrinth of Markham's mind. Jack's desperation mounts with every empty room they search. The secret investigation has led them to the belly of the beast, but the true horror awaits them behind the final, heavily fortified door. The tension is palpable, a coiled spring ready to snap with devastating force. When Jack and Kyle finally locate Diane, the scene is nothing short of a nightmare. Instead of a tearful, relieved reunion, they are met with the horrifying reality of Diane's brainwashed state. Diane, her eyes vacant and her demeanor hostile, fiercely places herself between her family and her captor. She viciously defends Dr. Markham, spewing venomous accusations at Jack, claiming he betrayed her and abandoned her for Patty Williams. The psychological conditioning has been terrifyingly effective. Jack is paralyzed by a profound, soul-crushing despair as he witnesses the woman he loves look at him with absolute hatred. Markham stands behind Diane, a smug, triumphant smile playing on his lips. He has successfully rewritten her reality, turning her into a willing human shield. The sheer cruelty of Markham's manipulation breaks Jack's heart, but it also ignites a primal, uncontrollable fury. The man who stole his wife's mind must pay the ultimate price. Jack attempts to use reason, desperately trying to pierce through the thick fog of Diane's brainwashing. He speaks with raw, agonizing emotion, reminding her of their love, their history, and their son standing right beside him. But Markham quickly intervenes, his voice dripping with sadistic authority. He taunts Jack, revealing the depths of his twisted obsession. Markham makes it chillingly clear that he will never let Diane go, declaring that she belongs to him now, body and soul. He dismisses Patty Williams's failed plans, asserting that he is the true master of this domain. Markham's threats are cold and calculated. He promises to end Jack's life if he takes another step. The verbal sparring is a high-stakes psychological duel, with Markham leveraging Diane's fragile mental state as his ultimate weapon. Jack realizes that words are useless against a man completely devoid of empathy or sanity. The time for negotiation has officially passed. The breaking point arrives with explosive violence. Unable to endure Markham's smug taunts and the sight of his brainwashed wife any longer, Jack Abbott lunges at the psychiatrist with the ferocity of a protective lion. The confrontation devolves into a brutal, desperate physical struggle. Furniture is smashed, glass shatters, and the sterile environment is torn apart by their visceral combat. Markham, fueled by his psychotic obsession, fights back with surprising, lethal strength. Kyle attempts to intervene, but the chaotic, confined space makes it impossible without risking injury to Diane, who is screaming in confusion and terror. Jack and Markham grapple for survival, their hands locked around each other's throats, eyes blazing with murderous intent. It is a raw, unpolished fight to the death. A stark departure from the calculated corporate battles Jack is accustomed to. The sheer brutality of the struggle highlights the extreme, life-altering stakes of this shadow conspiracy. As the fierce struggle reaches a fever pitch, the consequences of this terrifying ordeal hang in the balance. A sudden, deafening crash echoes through the compound, leaving the audience in absolute shock. The fate of Jack Abbott, Diane Jenkins, and Dr. Lawrence Markham is left agonizingly unclear in a massive cliffhanger. Did Patty Williams finally execute her betrayal, triggering a trap that caught them all? Did Jack manage to overpower the sadistic doctor? Or did Markham's lethal obsession claim the ultimate victory? The serious consequences of this violent encounter will undoubtedly send shockwaves through Genoa City for months to come. If the truth of Markham's horrific psychological torture and Patty's overarching manipulation is fully revealed to the public, the fallout will destroy reputations and shatter lives. The Abbott family will be forever scarred by the trauma of this shadow conspiracy, facing a long, arduous road to heal Diane's fractured mind and Jack's battered soul.